Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me okay? All
Yep.
right, we had a little bit of technical difficulty. I did not realize this workshop would be so big. So I had it capped at 100 people with my pricing plan through Zoom. I'm like actually pretty overwhelmed with how many people are joining us. So thank you all. I'm also grateful. So let's jump into it. Actually, I should do a little housekeeping first. If everyone can just stay on mute. If you'd like to ask a question though, there's a little reaction button down the bottom. And you can just put your hand up and I can get to you later. We'll do a little like Q&A at the end. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so welcome to the secret of effortless album sales. I am so excited to jump into this. We have been working around the clock to get out this new product and to create this presentation. So I'm so excited to be here. It's been a mammoth effort to get here. So today you will learn over the next 60 minutes. You'll walk away knowing how to build an amazing album sales page, and you'll know why selling albums is an essential part of a business. So as a photography business, it is so essential that we're selling albums because we can only earn so much per year with the amount of bookings that we can take. So this is really going to help your revenue if you don't sell albums. I am Lilu. My pronouns are she, her. And before I jump into the whole presentation, I'm going to do an acknowledgement of country. So I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I live, learn and work on, and I pay my respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Eastern Kulin Nation and the elders past, present and emerging. If this is your first time interacting with my business, I'll give you a little rundown of what I do. So I run the graphic design studio, Studio Lilu, with two other women designers, and we create products for photographers and videographers to help your business grow and thrive. I work with a super niche community, so just photographers and videographers, and that might seem a little bit random, but I used to actually be a wedding photographer myself. And when I said goodbye to that business, I used to run with Jai. It's called Free the Bird. I wasn't quite ready to give up the whole community. And I thought, what a great way to bring all of my photography knowledge and all of my graphic design knowledge together to create products specifically for this field. So that's what I do. All the products are products that I wish I had when Jai and I had a photography business together. First up, I want to do a shout out to Vision Art, Celdex and Queensberry. They might even be here today watching live, and they might be in the chat box if you want to chat to them. They are amazing wedding album companies, and thankfully they agreed to collaborate with me on this amazing product coming out. So yeah, I've got to say a huge thank you because that's why we're here today. Vision Art are in America, incredible company. Celdex is in Australia, so amazing, and Queensberry is in New Zealand. I should mention as well that all of these companies, I believe they do ship abroad. So if you don't live in any of those countries, then yeah, you can definitely reach out to them. Do use them. In my opinion, they are the best in the world. So before we talk about how we can effortlessly sell albums, I do want to touch on actually creating an album. I think because we've got such a big, broad group here, I believe that some of you would have never created an album before. And I do want to say to those people, it is easier than ever before. So I'm just going to touch on a few areas of creating albums. One thing that you should know if you've never created an album before, and especially if you're like busy, you can outsource the album design. So Queensberry has a design team. Vision Art has Romeo, sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, album design, and Celdex has a design service. So yeah, if you want to create an album, but you're super busy, you can actually outsource the whole thing. You can have your client contact you about an album. You let the design team know at any of those companies, and they'll create the album for you. Album creation program. So if you decide that you do want to create your album yourself, you don't want to outsource it, it's like these programs are made for like a couple of clicks and the albums are done. In the like back in the day, we used to create albums in InDesign and it was a huge hassle. It was a very daunting task. But with these sort of platforms like Album Exposure, Fundy, Smart Albums, Album Stomp, yeah, it's really just like a few quick clicks and it will like create all the layouts for you. Some of them even like put all the images together depending on like the colors of the images. It like only honestly takes like maybe like 10 minutes to half an hour to create an album. Cover art, this is another hiccup that people can come across or something that turns people off creating.
Your slide's not moving still on the first one.
Oh, is it?
It's full screen, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Just getting an update on. You can't see my slides.
Go stop share. Oh, it says like resume share. Click on it.
Should I just stop share?
Yep.
All right.
I don't think you can do full screen like that for some reason.
Can you see my slides now?
No, because you haven't shared it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm very new at this. Now? Okay.
Click through it just to see if it changes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that, talking over just this slide that doesn't have any information on it. All right, jumping back into it, the cover art is another reason people can be turned off doing albums because it can be overwhelming if you're not a graphic designer, the thought of having to create these beautiful cover artworks for your clients. But there are templates out there now. So the product that we're offering today does come with album art templates and you can get them at a few different companies. So I should say, like, don't let that turn you off. It doesn't have to be that difficult. Choosing paper stock. Another reason people, like, you can get overwhelmed going on to these album companies, seeing that maybe they have 4 different stocks and not knowing where to start. I personally love a matte stock. That's my personal favorite. I feel like it feels a bit more modern and the gloss ones seem to feel like a bit more of a traditional wedding album. But it's personal preference. Just reach out to the album companies, ask which ones maybe is like most popular, or you can ask to see the papers IRL as well. Swatch samples, you can get these delivered to you. So if you want to show your clients swatches, maybe at like a client meeting, then you can definitely like reach out to the album companies and they can send you swatches. And last thing that I want to touch on is that sample albums are heavily discounted. If you haven't ordered an album before or jumped into the world of selling albums, this is something that you might not realize. You can actually order a sample album that is heavily discounted to like show to your albums to start selling albums. I should mention the product that I'm selling today does come with photos of albums. So essentially you don't need to get the sample album. It's great to get down the track, but yeah, we've tried to make the product something that you can like buy straight off the bat if you've never sold an album before, and just start selling albums tomorrow if you like to. Okay, so why should we sell albums other than the fact that they look amazing? It improves your client experience. So selling albums can add value to your packages because it gives your client the option of a package that has an album. I recommend, like, my golden rule is to have 3 packages. So if you're a wedding photographer, you would have like 3 wedding photography packages. Say if you do like wedding photography and you do family photography as well, then you'd have 3 packages for wedding photography, 3 packages for family. You want to have, you want to give your clients choice of packages. And what I recommend when you have an album is in your top package, having that as quite a high price and adding a value, adding an album to it and discounting the album on your top package. Another reason is that it shows the quality of your photos. So in a client meeting, you can sit down and actually talk about how sharp your images are when they're printed, and how they can see the images now, like not in pixels, but like in real life, and see what it would be like for them to print their own photos. This is such a good way to sell your photography and really show how like quality your photos are. It makes your photos a tangible experience. So again, like in a client meeting, if you have your client sit down and hold an album, it can create like more of an emotional impact with your photography. And it can get your clients thinking and excited about that end product. So now they're not just imagining photos digitally, they're actually holding something, imagining their photos printed, which is really cool. It increases your revenue. Someone's just not on mute. If you could just mute yourself. Thank you. It increases your revenue. So you only have so many bookings per year, as I touched on before. So don't leave. Marcy. Oh, okay. Sorry, I've got Jai coming in here for tech support.
All right, you guys go pick out your books.
Okay. Oh, okay. Jai does this like all the time, so he's a pro as far as like, this is all new territory for me, so thank you for sticking with me. All right, the second reason is it increases your revenue. You only have so many bookings per year as a photographer, so we need to make sure that we are making the most out of every single booking and that we're not leaving money on the table. And it's a bigger return on all of your efforts, all of your time. Oh. So all of your time that you spend on Instagram, money that you spend on marketing, we want to make sure that we're getting the best return on all of those efforts. And by adding albums to our offering, then we are making the most of each booking. It gives your business a point of difference. So selling albums can be a reason why someone books you, and not selling albums can be a reason that someone doesn't book you. So as well, like not everyone sells albums. So you selling albums again can be the reason that you stand out with your offerings. It allows your clients to experience your photos in another way. So like seeing the photos of like your photos in an album on your Instagram and on your website can really like give them that idea of how your photos will end up in the end product. And it creates desire for your photos. So again, like having that tangible object can create that like emotional impact. So what we need to do, so I want to say that our album is a luxury product. It is not a cheap product, and it's not one that like everyone is going to buy. So we need to be able to sell a luxury product. We need to create a luxury experience around it. And how we do that is by building an album sales page for your albums that will create desire, build trust in your product, and make for an irresistible offer. So we really want to create an experience that's going to drive that desire in your client to really like want one of these albums, of course. And I'm going to show you how we create an album sales page to be able to do that. So let's get practical. I'm going to stop my screen share and then jump on, or maybe you can. Oh, sorry.
Do you need help, Lily?
No, can everyone see that? Yep. All right. Okay, so I'm going to jump in between. We have a website sales page, for wedding albums. Sorry, I should just say albums in general. You don't have to, I do want to stress this, you don't have to be a wedding photographer to sell albums. You should be selling albums if you're a boudoir photographer, maternity, newborn, family photographer, couple photographer, all of these fields you can sell albums in. So we've got a webpage version, and also you could create a PDF version of an album sales page or album sales PDF. So first up, you're going to want a hero banner. The hero banner should have a really wow photo, something that's going to entice your viewer to like read more, to continue to scroll. And you also want to have a one-liner in there. Something that creates desire and something that adds like a little bit of interest for your user, again, to want to scroll a bit further. And your copy in this area should detail like look into your buyer's motives. So and kind of like detail those areas. So what your buyer's motives would be is to have a heirloom. It's like a tangible way for your clients to sit down with their friends and look at their photos. It's a way to hold their photos in their hands, and it's a memory that they can, it's a way that they can sit down with their memories and share it with their loved ones. Next up, I recommend putting a gallery in there. So it's very important in this page that we have like beautiful images. In the product, you get all of the images within the actual download, and you're free to use all of the images on your Instagram or like in your Instagram stories, on your Facebook. You can use all these images on this page and wherever else in your business. But if you don't go ahead with the product, I do recommend like spending a day or two on some styled shoots to really like create some like wow, amazing photos of your albums. That's going to create that desire in your audience to want to buy an album. Like the photos are so important. And as a photographer, this is like such an amazing asset that you have like to take advantage of to sell this product. I do recommend as well creating like pull-out text within these sales pages. Just let's go. Okay. They're looking very worried over there. I do recommend having pull-out text within the sales page. You always want to think on your website about you've got two buyers. So there's the tortoise and the hare. The hare loves to buy really quickly, and the tortoise loves to do research in their buy-in. So pull-out text can like really help the hare buyer just be able to scroll quickly, know what they want to buy, and then go ahead and make the purchase. But then we also have all of this like detailed text with for the tortoise. I was going to say hair, for the tortoise. Next up, just detail what the album includes. So exactly like it's museum grade paper. Talk about how like quality, how it's a man-made album. And then in your album options, inform your user that it is a boutique design. So this is a great area to really talk about how your user can personalize it for themselves and create this really boutique album that's like no other. Like they get to create their own unique design. That is like such a huge sales point of selling these albums, is that they are completely boutique. So make sure you definitely mention it. I keep forgetting to go back and forth in between these two. So yeah, it's the same again with a PDF. Just make sure you add a page to really talk about like how custom these albums are. Sizes and pricing, I recommend only offering to your clients 2 sizes for the standard album and then 2 sizes for the parent album. If you haven't sold an album before, album companies offer a range of different sizes, not just 4. but we don't want to overwhelm our buyers. We want them to feel empowered that they have choice, but we don't want them to feel overwhelmed in like, which one do I choose? So just giving them these 4 options will make them feel a lot more confident in their purchase, that they've purchased the right size, because they can either now choose, do I want the smaller one or the larger one in a standard size? That makes it an easy choice. If you want as well, you could write in this copy that if they would like another size, like please reach out, and you can let them know all the other sizes that are on offer. And in this section, you can just write from as well. Okay, next up, we've placed in our covers. So this page is a sales page, and it's also a showcase page, which works really well because it's like going this setup will help sell your albums, but it will also empower your clients to be able to make the choice then and there of like what they would like for their album, and they can see all the options, see how customizable the album is. And that kind of is a sales point in itself, like seeing all these amazing swatches, seeing that they can do debossing on there, that it's got end sheets. So yeah, I think it's like such a beautiful mix to be able to like bring this in, like it's going to sell to them, but then it's also a way that they can feel empowered to like make that choice there, and start like thinking about how their album is going to look like before they even purchase. And maybe even before they book in, like if you have this on your main navigation in your website. So yeah, if you want to create this section yourself, reach out to the album companies, ask them about their cover design, and you can design something like this and then we go on. Oh, we've also placed everything in an order as well. So first up is first up is size. So you can like imagine the size, and then your client can go on, now that they know the size, what would that cover look like on that size album? And then onto materials. Now that they know what the cover looks like, they can like then imagine the material on top of that. So we've placed in all of the swatches from Celdex, Queensberry, and Vision Art. So if I go over to here, you'll see I can click through depending on which album company I use. There's Celdex, and then there's Queensberry, and then there's blank. If you use another album company, you could also use the blank one and place in all of this information yourself. It does come with if you use another album company, you still get the beautiful layout design, and you still get all of the copy in there as well. All right, so all of the swatches are in there. If you want to create this yourself, you could reach out to the album company and just ask for their swatches. And then after that, so they know what the size they want now, they've imagined the front cover, they've imagined the material on top of it, and then it goes on to debossing. So now that they've can imagine what color the material of the top of the album is, they can now think about what debossing would look good on there. The mobile version as well has been completely redesigned to work really well on mobile. And also the companies that offer end sheets, we've placed that in there as well. I'll just show that in here. With the materials, I should also mention that they've been placed in sections. So say if you're vegan and you don't want to offer leather, you could take out this section. Or as well, these are all customizable, so you don't have to keep all of these colors in here. Maybe if your brand is really elegant and editorial, maybe these bright colors wouldn't really suit your brand, and it's not really something that makes sense for your business to offer, colorful albums like this. You could take them out. You can match the swatches for your brand. And then on to keepsake box. So this is something that I often see people forget to tell their clients about. Don't leave anything about a product hidden, like tell them about every single detail about a product. So each one of the album Cell Decks, Vision Art and Queensberry do come in beautiful boxes with a little care card. So I definitely recommend like placing a section in there to like detail that that's how they will receive their album. And also like they can imagine now what it would be like that album coming in the mail and it comes in this beautiful box, opening it up. It's like part of the product, like selling that product. And why not offer upsells while your user is already on here thinking about an album, excited about an album? This is a great place to put in there like display box, slipcase, dust jacket, any of those extras that you can add on to an album. Give them and you're giving them value as well now, because you're offering them a chance to like shop around. These are products that they could like definitely want. So I do recommend putting in an extra section as well if your album company does offer those extras. Then next up is process. Keep this really simple. You want to kind of like inspire your potential album buyer that this is a really easy process, and inspire them to like get in touch and start that process, because it just seems so simple. So we've just kept it to 3 steps, which I recommend you do too. Just get in touch, we'll design your album, and then once it's approved, it will take like so long to arrive at your door. So that's that area, the same in the PDF. And then this is a long section, frequently asked questions, but it is so important on any good sales page. This is, your clients are going to come, or like potential album clients are going to come to this page with problems and with questions. And this is going to solve all those problems and like reassure them that their purchase is a good purchase. So we need to have frequently asked questions in this page. We've gone ahead and written out 18 frequently asked questions and answered them all for you. But yeah, you can place this in your own one as well. Also, I should mention frequently asked questions, like this page is like we're here to have effortless album sales. And this page is meant for like a one-stop shop for your client. So any concern that they have, any worry that they have, any questions that they have are all answered within this page, whether it's like about the swatches, what color swatches there is, or just maybe like about a refund, or how many photos can I include in an album. Everything is answered in this page, so you can just send your client to this page. They can decide whether or not to purchase an album, and there won't be too much back and forth because of this page, which is great. That's what we want. After frequently asked questions, definitely add testimonials. So 92% of customers read reviews before buying. So it is very important that we have reviews on our sales page. If you've never sold an album before, maybe you can make one for your friend, maybe you can make one for your family and just have them review it. Reviews that though are incredibly important. You can also launch this page or launch this PDF and just take away the reviews, while if you haven't created an album yet, you will still get sales. It does, because people trust you and your business already. But yeah, just having reviews will help you with the sales as well down the track when you can. Don't overthink it. And then last but not least, this is we've placed in a contact form within the sales page. So again, we want it to be a one-stop shop. They can look at all the swatches, look at all the album options. They've looked at this page and it's created a desire for them to buy the album with all the copy, all the beautiful photos, all the incredible design. And now they can go in and just fill in this contact form. Of course, with the PDF, it works a little bit differently. We're not going to place a contact form within a PDF. That doesn't work that way. So what I recommend doing is you can create a sort of contact form. what I recommend doing is placing all of these like questions within a PDF. So if you use the PDF version, just ask all of the questions within your email rather than like, I don't recommend sending them to a page on your website that maybe has a contact form similar to this, asking them all the album questions. I recommend just keeping it all in like the same email thread, and they can just answer all of the questions once they're ready to like purchase the album. And then last but not least, we also have other products, which we've just placed down the end. When your client's in already thinking about buying an album and in that buying mode, we do want to also let them know about any other products that we offer. So whether it's like prints or folio design, or whether it's like huge canvas prints, definitely never let your leave your clients in the dark about everything that you offer. So we've just popped that section down there as well. If there's anything else that you offer, you can mention it there. And then in the PDF version, it just has all of like your contact details down here. All right. Just gonna stop. Place. Okay, so you can't see any of that anyway. All right, so I want to stress at the end of this that creating that effortless sale to your audience is all about creating that like luxury experience. This is a luxury product, and we really need to create that luxury experience around the product for our buyer. So this includes having an amazing sales page, whether you make it yourself or you go ahead with the product. You really want to have like all of the information in there, have amazing sales copy, which is already in the product, have beautiful photos in there, and have a layout like I've just shown you, whether you, again, create it yourself or go ahead with the product. All right, before I leave you, I do want to show you the offer that I have today for the new product, which is why we're all here, why I've like placed on this workshop to teach you a little bit and show you a little bit of a BTS. So would you like to see the new product? Can we all see that? So the latest product that we have is the album showcase and sales page, which I should say again is collaborated with Celdex, Vision Art, and Queensberry, all incredible album companies. And I'm so stoked that we got to work with these guys and be able to create a product that is really going to help anyone sell albums or up their album sales. You can choose between the digital PDF and the WEBPAGE version. The WEBPAGE, I should say, is built for Show It. So if you don't have a Show It website, the beautiful PDF is the option for you. The album showcase and sales page is completely customizable. So we've got 11 designs to choose from, and you just choose the design that is most similar to your brand, and then you customize it further for your brand. So changing all the colors, the fonts, the layout, even you can change the photos in there, but as I said before, all of the photos that you see in the template you will get, plus like a little bit extra. And yeah, you can really like make these templates your own, place in all of your own branding. You get in-depth support, so it comes with a help guide PDF, as well as a video tutorial running you through how to use this product and how to customize it. It also comes with a launch checklist. So what you need to do on your webpage to launch it, to place it on your site, to make it live, and what you need to do to the PDF before you send it out to your clients. It is tried, tested, and loved. So this is based on a model that Jai and I used in our business that worked really well. That's just been like reworked tenfold, and has had way more added to it. It's worked really well for us. I've sent this out to a few people before we've actually launched it today, and we've gotten like great feedback. Everyone's loved it so far. So we know that you will love it as well. There's copy throughout. So I've worked with an incredible sales copywriter to make sure that the copy in here is going to sell your albums. So I did all the skeleton copy with like my knowledge of wedding albums and selling albums. And then she made it into like beautiful sales copy that is going to sell these albums for you. Swatches and photos of the albums and photos of the products. So the companies that I've collaborated with, Celdex, Vision Art, and Queensberry, have all sent me photos of their products and photos of like the cover, like the different types of cover. So whether it's a full photo wrap or a journal, like everything that you see within the page, you will get as well. All of the swatches, we've sourced all of that. It's all ready to go, which is so incredible. Bonus on top of that. So I was thinking, like, I added so many different things in here because I just kept thinking, what would someone need who has never sold albums before to like sell albums tomorrow? You need photos. Sorry, I was just told that it wasn't changing. Can you see that now? All right, let's just do it like that. Okay, so what I ran through before was talking about this webpage and the PDF, and we've got 11 different designs, which I will show you. It's usually $297. The bonus, so as I was saying, what do you need if you've never sold an album before? You need mock-ups of your photos in albums. I didn't want to just give you photos of the album with Jai's photos in it. I wanted you to be able to place your own photos within an album to be able to place on these sales pages. So they are incredibly realistic looking. I made these all myself with my in-depth knowledge of Photoshop. And we've also included video tutorials on how to use this as well. And it's super easy. It's seriously like you just click one of the images in there, place in your image, and it's done. It will like scale and skew to the size and shape of that album. Bonus on top of that, you'll get one of the album shoots. We spent 4 days styling and shooting the albums. It was a mammoth effort, and I've spent maybe like 4 days on top of that editing all of these images. So depending on which style of template you buy will depend on which one of these shoot packs, but you'll get like I think 80 photos all up of the albums ready for you to use. As I said, you can place them on Instagram. You can put them in your Instagram highlights. So if you've never sold, you could make a reel out of them. If you've never sold albums before, you now have photos of an album to start selling them. They're edited, ready to use. And with each one of the packs, there's 5 styled shoots that we set up of that album. Album cover design. So as I was saying, one of the scary things about creating an album can be, or overwhelming, I should say, can be creating the cover artwork. We've included the album cover artwork that you'll see on the sample albums. It includes all free fonts. There's video tutorials showing you how to use it and how to export it. It's all made to spec with Celdex, Vision Art, and Queensberry, depending on how they set up their album artwork for print. And we teach you all of that. And it's incredibly easy to use, trust me. Bonus, niche copy. So the original copy in the template is for has some sections that might be more applicable for wedding photographers. So what we've done is made sure that we've covered all niches. So whether you're a boudoir photographer, couple, family, maternity, or newborn, we have that niche copy created for you. So you can go ahead and copy and paste, copy that the photography that you specialize in, that copy into the actual product. So these are the 11 styles to choose from. We've got Soul Dancer, Cosmic Waves, Frida, Temple of Sun, Aurora, Ciao Bella. Dear Palm Springs, Ritual, Golden Days, Etienne, and Theodore. No matter what your brand looks like, I'm sure that you'll find a template that is suited to your brand, and then you can customize it from there, making it even more applicable to your brand, changing the fonts, changing the colors, making it suit every other aspect of your business. So can you still see everything? Yeah. So all up, album showcase page is usually $297. The album cover art pack is worth $197. The album page mock-up is $497. The album styled shoot pack is worth $2,907, and the niche copy and the copy included within the website is worth $249. I promise you, this product is going to save you so much time and money. If you sell one album, you have made your money back on this product plus some. So I'm like so reassured that this is an amazing product, and I know that you are going to love it. But today we are selling it for $197 USD. And as I said before, there's the webpage version, and there is also the PDF version. So yeah, just depending on what your workflow is or whether you show it, you do have the option of these two products. All right, thank you so much, guys. I really do hope that you walked away with something from this workshop. If you have any questions at all, I guess we could do a little Q&A. Yeah, let's do a Q&A. Just making it up on the spot. So we'll do a little Q&A now. If you want to go ahead and check out this product further, Bridget, Liv, or someone, we've got a whole heap of people in the chat, will place the product URL within the chat, so you can all go check it out. I might even get Jai to come out and hang out with me for the Q&A. So does anyone have any questions? Jai?
Do you want me to come out there, or should I just stay here, babe?
Nah, come out here.
Oh, man.
Conrad?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good.
I'm just on my phone, so I'm like trying to figure out how to flip my camera. I don't know if you can see me or not. Oh, there it is. I just had a question about curation of albums.
Yeah.
How do you think is the best way to curate an album? Like, would you mainly show portraits, or like a chronological timeline of the day?
Yeah, chronological timeline of the day for sure. And yeah, what would you recommend? You probably create
Conrad,
more albums than I.
One thing is, like, sometimes we just want to show off our best work, but what people really want to see is they want to envision and imagine themselves in that album. And so what they want to see is they want to see their mum there when they're getting ready. They want to see all the little things between, because that's really what interests them, not just like the epic shots from the portraits only. So if you can do that from one wedding, and I would start from the start to the end, it's just a really easy storytelling method for them to imagine themselves actually being the characters inside the story that you just told.
Okay, cool. So like, even for like, not necessarily for like a demo album, but more for like albums that I've like already sold in, like still just chronological. So
which albums did you say?
Like albums that I've like already sold in. Like, I've got a couple that I'm designing now, just so so still just like in chronological the whole way through. Yeah, I do. Yeah. But it's totally up to you. It's all storytelling. So
yeah,
it's like,
well.
So if you want to tell a story in a different way, like you can even put text in there, and you can start at the ceremony, and then you can say like 4 hours earlier, and then start later with the getting ready, and then you can jump around, like however like creative you want to get with them. And as long as your clients know that you're getting creative and you set those expectations, I think it's a great way of doing it. Cool. Thanks heaps.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Hey, we got Kyle here from Vision Art. Hey, Kyle. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you guys.
It's been a while, hey.
Yeah, it has.
Last time I seen you was in Melbourne.
Priscilla.
Hi guys, good to see you.
Do we have Seldex and Queensberry here as well? No, maybe they didn't make it. If so, can you please put the hand reaction up? Hey.
Hey, Catherine.
Hey, Catherine.
Hey,
Are
I
you
was just
from?
curious.
You're
Sorry.
from Queensberry?
I'm actually from Canada.
Yeah, she's not.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
No, just had a question.
You just had a question. Okay. Question.
Yeah, I was just curious, how many photos do you typically include in an album, and do you let your clients pick those photos?
Can I answer this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I personally don't do is let my clients pick the photos on the first round. And the reason being is because you're going to go into a world of chaos when you give that many decisions to clients, because especially if you deliver 1,000 photos to them, for them to try and choose, it's going to be really hard. Also, they're not professional storytellers like you are. So they won't see the value in a lot of the images that you put in, like for instance, like an establishing shot to set the scene or a mood shot. Things like that. So it's really important that I believe is that you step up as a storyteller, you actually create the album yourself, and then say, hey, I've already taken out all the guesswork. I've created the album. Now you can go ahead and swap the photos of the ones that you want, but at least now they've got a base rate. If they don't have a base rate, I just think it's really hard for them to get started. It's overwhelming. And they'll want to stick in all the photos, which turns to be, it'll be a really ugly design because there'll be like 50 photos on one page just because they're like, oh, more value for money, cram it all in is what they're thinking. And then typically for myself, like an album for me, I believe would be probably 75 photos, you know, up to 100 photos. I think that's pretty typical for a pretty regular, and that will include like the reception, which generally I do like big spreads of like 24 images where I just put lots of dancing shots in or something like that.
Great, thank you guys.
Jai, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's Beck. I don't even know. I can't even see myself on the screen.
Well,
Can you see
I can't see you on the screen, but I can
I
hear
don't
you.
know how to make you see me. Anyway, I just wanted to say that's such an interesting point because I've had heaps of inquiries to albums, but then I've been getting them to select their 120 images, but they just get so overwhelmed that they don't get back to me, and then the lead doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point. I think doing the first draft yourself, and then they can swap the images in and out. And I just wanted to ask you, have you got any little sales tips to help increase like the amount of spreads? Like, do you guys usually try and do that so that the sale is larger? I know Alex Motta told me like the best tip of all time a little while back that's been working really well for me. I don't know if he wants me to share it. Alex, are you there?
Go for your life.
No, you tell it. It's your tip.
I don't even know what I told you.
Oh, you got
I reckon
so many tips.
I reckon I know what it is because
So what Alex does is he designs more than the included amount of pages and then says, oh, I couldn't fit it on, you know, your 25 spreads. I'm happy to go your halves on the extra 4 or 5 spreads or whatever.
Alex, I feel like you learned at the Free the Bird workshop in 2016.
Oh, shit.
Good to go see you, mate.
Have you got any other tips like that?
I do. I used to actually do that. And what I've done of recent is I've noticed like some people will sort of like down sell. And I actually didn't love selling like that personally, because I was just like, oh, it's backwards and forwards. So as I got more expensive, I think a lot of my clients wanted less trouble as well. So what I did was I actually worked out how much was the maximum amount of spreads. And for me, the upsell and everything, it was $2,200. So it wasn't that much at all.
Okay.
So what I do now is I just say, hey, it's $2,200 for an album, and don't worry, you get everything. If you want more embossing, you want to design, you want extra. And then so what I do is I will design out less spreads, and I'll let them know that, hey, and it's a bonus. I'm like, hey, so if you want, I can add in a few more spreads as well. And so it feels to me like a nicer interaction that way.
Okay. Oh, great idea.
And it means you're always selling out your maximum spreads.
Okay. Yes, true.
Jamie's got a question.
Jamie?
With the images that you guys took for the PDF and the websites, if we use Queensbury, are they like labeled so that I can put the Queensbury ones specifically in there?
Yeah, you got a folder of just the Queensbury ones, right?
Yeah. So we've made sure we've taken all photos of Celdex, Vision Art, and Queensbury. So you'll find in your download that there'll be 3 different folders with each one of those albums.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
I've got one more question, guys.
Yeah.
So is there any way, do I have to create a whole new website so that then I can implement this into my current
You got
website?
a custom made website, right?
I think so. Yeah, I made it.
Yeah. So you made it on WordPress, I'm guessing. It seems pretty.
No.
It seems pretty tech deck.
No, it's so not. I don't know what I think. I can't remember. Oh my God.
I definitely don't think it's show because I remember seeing it and it's beautiful and it's
not show it. No.
It was before show it. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any way of implementing that in somehow?
So you could embed the PDF into a
Okay.
webpage.
Ooh,
That
I
is
like
an
that.
option. Or
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, I guess the PDF version, you can email that out to your clients as well.
Okay.
Or if you really wanted to like take what the product is and then like implement it as a web page, you could essentially buy the product, you get all the photos in there, you get all the copy, and then kind of like create your own layout.
Yeah, send it to your designer and get it to
send
replicate
it to your
it.
designer
Okay.
and to replicate it. Because the sales copy in there is incredible, and like the way we've like structured everything is like made to increase sales. So yeah, it could be worth doing if you really wanted a web page.
So much for making this. We've all needed this.
Oh, thanks, Beck.
Yeah, I know. Hey.
Oh God.
I know. Seriously, I mean, like, Leila, do you know how much everyone needs this thing? Like, Amanda?
Hey, I just had a question about upselling, like all the add-ons, because similar to Alex Mulder and Jai, I also add more spreads, and people often just are like, cool, yeah, we'll get the extra spreads. But then in terms of like invoicing, do you make the client pay the base and then you invoice them, and then you chat through the design? They're like, oh, we want a slipcase and a spine design and extra spreads, and then you have to awkwardly invoice them again? Like, how does that work?
Well, with the page, they can see like everything that's offered there within it. So I guess like the idea is that and with the contact form as well, they are already like prompted to make that decision then and there. But yeah, I guess if you do have to invoice twice, then you just have to invoice twice.
So with that method, yeah, that's right. You'll sell them what they wanted, and then if they want to upgrade and buy some extras, like, it's not a problem.
Yeah, but I think as well, like educating your viewer or your audience is always key to like stop that awkwardness between the invoice, because obviously on like this sales page that I just showed, it has all of the extras there, like it, and even in the contact form, it will like have sample example text, and it'll say like what the products are and like the price next to them as well. So if they are like, yes, I do want that product, they can already see like the price is there as well. Like they're very informed that that is an extra.
And also, never get scared of sending lots of invoices. People love to spend money, right? So like, just imagine this. Like, imagine, I know Vision Art, we've got Kyle and everyone here. Like, hey guys, how many times has someone reached out and said, I want a double album, like not just one album, I want 2 to like go over the whole thing. And imagine if Kyle said like, oh, sorry, like I don't want a double invoice, and it's like, it's too expensive. It kind of takes away from the user experience. Like, people want to spend money. So if you stop them from spending money, it takes the power away from them. Everyone loves to shop. And a good example is if you go to the main street of any city, someone's walking around and they always never have one bag, but they got lots of bags, because when people get out their credit card, they want to spend on everything. So it's important for us to empower our clients with having the choice to be able to actually spend more money. And it's naive for us to think that something's out of their price range or we're too expensive, because money is relative to the person and their situation, and it's always totally different. So there'll be people that won't book anything from you because you're too cheap, no matter how expensive you are. And I've met those clients before. So we always need to remember that. And if they're asking for more, yeah, man, keep invoicing.
Okay, so like warm them up by showing the sales page, and then when you're like, hey, do you want a slipcase? They're like, oh yeah, I already saw that. I'm happy to pay the extra.
Absolutely. Like they know that they don't expect it to be for free. So, you know, you can always ask, like, what else do you want? And people love shopping.
Okay, thanks.
Amber?
Hi there. Oh my gosh, I just want to say amazing. Your work is so beautiful. I'm a huge fan.
Oh,
And
thank you.
tomorrow, oh, you guys are both just amazing. I'm obsessed with both of you. Anyways, so tomorrow morning, I'm actually meeting with a web designer because I don't like my website. I built it a couple years ago. It's totally outdated. It's a WordPress, and I definitely wanted something that ultimately is more manageable for myself to update. But I am committed to getting someone who's an expert to help because I've got too much on my plate. So he designs on Wix, but now after watching this, I'm like, oh, this is too good. I really would love to integrate this into my website. And so it's kind of a two-part question. Do you, I guess my question is, I've probably
yes.
already got the answer. Yes, to show it, right? The answer is yes to
Rip the
show
Band-Aid
it.
off, honestly. Like, you know,
Yeah,
the first business Lilo and I had was a cafe, and it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to make it nice for people to walk in. And with a wedding photographer, your whole business is your website. And so that's like the main point, that people jump in and they interact with it and they Google it, and how well the UX is and how well it's designed. It makes them feel how well they can actually buy things. And for me, like, I believe, like, we've both spent so much money on our websites, but it's always come back tenfold. So I know that's my answer, but what's your answer?
yeah. I guess if you're asking as well, are you asking about whether you should go ahead with Wix? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually set my website up on WordPress first, and then I found WordPress way too tech. I had it for like a year. I never actually launched my site. Then moved to Squarespace. I found Squarespace. It didn't allow enough freedom in design. As a graphic designer, I wanted it to look a certain way. And so another year went by. I didn't launch my site. I had like it all built in the back end. I wasn't happy. And it wasn't until I moved to Show It that I was actually like, oh my God, I can build what I want in here. I have like all this freedom, and it's super user friendly. It's not like tech overwhelming. Like, it works similar to like Photoshop or InDesign. So if you're in those programs already, you can pick it up pretty quickly because you're like, oh, like things are set up the same, tools are the same. You can kind of like jump in and work things out yourself. Whereas like WordPress, you jump in and be like, oh my God, this is like a whole other world. So yeah, I do recommend, if there's like things that you're not liking about Wix, like definitely give Show It a go. They have a 14-day free trial. So you could like jump in there, like move around. Our web templates as well come with a full course to like show you how to use it. So yeah, if you're worried about like jumping in a new platform.
I'll say one more thing too. Like, right now, if you're on Wix and you don't really understand it, and then you have to like outsource it to someone, like, it's more important to be nimble and fast in business than it ever has been before. And I did a mastermind yesterday just in the business map, and we talked about videos and adding things. And the thing is, like, everyone that does use Show It, I know that today they probably have videos on their website and they've already implemented those things because they can do it all themselves. So you need to be fast, because the internet and the way that we use the internet moves so fast. The way that it ranks on Google, the algorithm moves so fast. So I do believe that the more that you take control of it, because a website's not a set and forget, it really does need to evolve and change and grow and move on the way that we use the internet.
I totally agree with that. And I think the frustrating thing with my website has been, and the reason it's so outdated, is because I don't understand it. And a million times a day I go, oh, I should put that on. Oh, wait, no, I don't understand my website. And so I definitely want something that I can manage myself.
Yeah, I think as a photographer, it's so important to be able to access your website, especially if you don't have like a huge amount of money or like time to spend on like informing a developer to like make changes every time you want to like go in and like update things and like place new photos on there, place new copy. Like, online world moves so fast. So we need to make sure that we're able to like jump in whenever we want and like move at that speed as well.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much, both of you. Appreciate it. Well done.
Thank you.
Conrad.
Conrad. Back.
One more question. Sorry, guys.
Good.
When during the client journey, do you think it's best to like pitch the PDF or selling albums, like after final gallery delivery or earlier? Or what do you think?
As early as possible, get them thinking about it for sure. So with the webpage, I would have it in your main nav. So maybe you've got like in your main navigation information, and that drops down to wedding albums and photography service.
So before the wedding even?
I would have it on your thank you page as well. Just so like when they get in touch, because then they got something to look at. And I would say like, hey, thanks for getting in touch. I'll be in touch soon. If you want to check out some of the albums and the things that we have whilst you wait, because even if they don't buy then they're educated on the products that you have and they feel equipped with making the right decision.
And for the PDF, the first inquiry that you get, send it out with your price guide, letting them know that you also like specialize in wedding albums and you have beautiful custom made albums that they can purchase as well.
Okay.
So the more points, the better.
Okay, my current price guide already has like a whole page on albums, as well as like a wedding guide. Like, is it not too much info then?
I think like a wedding album is like such a huge boutique product. Like you should really have like its own PDF rather than just that small section to really sell like, wow, this is incredible. I get like all of these choices, like there's so much information that you can give them about an album to help like sell that album. I don't think you can, because the price guides that I sell, my price guide templates also have a page just for albums. And yeah, like once I like sat down and did this whole like web page or like whole PDF, there's like so much that you can say about an album. And I think it's important to like tell our clients about like all those album options and like the reasons why buying an album is so important from the get-go. If you really want to like sell albums, and like they can just skim read this, you're not like overwhelming them. If anything, I think they would be like grateful that you have this extra product and you're already like telling them about it in like a beautiful design like PDF.
Cool. And then like with the final gallery delivery, that's when you start talking about then buying it.
Hey Conrad.
I recommend having your album in your top package for your photography. So that's when you'd start talking about it, because they'll be like, oh, should I go to the top package? And be like, yes, you get an album with that. And it's like heavily discounted.
Hey, also Conrad, like you're in the business map and I've got a full video on the client journey and I map this out when you should sell these things. I reckon you should watch that because you'll change the game because you'll make so many more sales. So definitely, sounds like you haven't watched it yet, just from these questions. Yeah. Definitely dive into that, man. That's exactly what that video is about.
Well, happy days.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Alicia?
Good morning. How are you both? That's good. Just a quick question. So I'm having a look at the page now because I'm dead keen on purchasing. Nice. And I had you lovely ladies customize the Aurora template for me to look quite 70s rock and roll. So my question is, I can see from the website that it comes with the whimsical, I think it's the whimsical photos. Yeah. Does it come with the funky photos as well? Because that's where I'm sort of headed with that perception.
Well, cool. Well, if you click through to purchase, there's actually a little offer in there where you get 500 plus raws and images. And you get like all of the styled shoots and all the raws. So if you even wanted to edit it in your own style, I've like done a selection of raws for you to have them all as well. And then you just get every single image that like we use. I actually took out some because some of them had my head in it. We weren't thinking about selling the raws. So I like took those ones out. You won't find those ones in the raws. You'll get a few of my head where I'm not like, because obviously when I was like modeling and I didn't think that the photo was of my head. I didn't want to give those ones, but there's plenty in there. Anyway, just one shoot.
All good. Yeah, no, all good. Thank you. Sorry if you'd already covered that. My ADHD brain
that was a good question.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the raws.
So when you buy it, there's enough sell.
$97
for the raw images.
All of the style shoots and all of the raws. Well, pretty much all of the raws.
Yeah.
Thank you. Purchasing now, tapping away.
Nice.
Jules has got a question.
Jules?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I'm in the business map, so I'll check out the modules around this stuff. It's really exciting. Beautiful.
Yeah, cool.
Job today.
Hey, also, I don't know if I can make a little plug here, but
go ahead.
Well, so if you're not in the business map, we, my team and myself just are releasing an upsell course, and I'm going to email out everybody today on that one. So if you want to learn when to sell and all that kind of stuff, we made a whole course on it.
Really well with albums.
Yeah, so it's for all this stuff, and it tells you when you need to sell it, like how to sell it, how to integrate it, all that kind of stuff. So I'll email that link out today.
All right. Did anyone have any other questions?
Is everybody freaking excited?
Yeah, is everyone stoked? Woo! Okay.
So stoked. See, Jill said so stoked. Stoke level.
All right.
Leela's also going to cut this together, so you got a replay, and so you can watch this, and she'll email it out to you.
Yeah.
But big shout out to all you guys for showing up.
Yeah. Shout out to Celdex, Queensberry, and Vision Art.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you all coming here. See you later. If you have any questions at all, feel free to jump in my DMs, email me. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Awesome.
Good to see you all.
Awesome job.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Stop share. Oh, that wasn't share that whole time. Bye, 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 bye.